been fighting demons day and night. This ain't no metaphor. Trauma in my bloodstream, but it's blood on the floor. Mama said I'm chosen one, but what I'm chosen for? Now I question all my wins, but the pressure on the score. I had to break some curses just to breathe an atmosphere. This shit's so fucking crazy when I stare up in the mirror. This shit's so fucking weird, but it cleared up in my mind. My grandma told me get it, my daddy told me to grind. I had to go and get it, I got it on my time, but I had to figure out my strength and use my mind. What's the deal?
But it's been a minute since we did this, man.
It's been a minute since we did this.
We got to give the people what they've been missing.
They've been missing us.
Well, just so y'all know, we ain't going nowhere. Just cause
I'm
we,
talking about nowhere.
take a little break, but it's season 2 now. It's season 2. We going
Season
crazy.
2.
Shout out to everybody that rock with us, man. But it's time to we need to step this thing up a notch, man. So
Let's step it
we
up. I wanna
we
I wanna get
really
me in for the new year.
look, man. We gotta handle some business before we jump right in, cause everybody's starting to tap in, and we really need y'all to know how much, for one, that it takes to put on a podcast like this. It costs money. It's not free. It has monthly fees that have to be paid in order to do this. So I'm going to ask now that if you would like to sponsor the podcast, please reach out to one of us after the show. Sponsorships start very low. It will help us continue to do the work that we do, also help us pay the fees for the podcast, and help us to grow. So thank you. If you'd like to sponsor the show, just let us know. We definitely need you, and we need that community support to continue to do the work that we do, because it is not free to bring a platform like this. It costs us money, and we do need help to continue to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to see us to get bigger and better, and I want to see this continue to grow. So let's get into it, though, man. What we talking about today?
What's the deal, man? Everybody want me to do my interview and be transparent, and they want to hear, you know what I'm saying, my life. So I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? I'm ready
I'm,
for it. I'm an open book.
I'm ready for it too. I'm interested in hearing what you got to say, and I know most of the story, but I'm interested in hearing the questions that other people have to say. So maybe if you got a question or comment, save it for the end, but you might go over some of it. But just listen to what she got to say, and let's see where it take us.
Bad, bad. Where you want to start at, man? You know what I'm saying? Where you want to start at? Kenny Cakes, good morning.
Morning, morning.
Where you want to start at, man? Throw
I
me an
want to start in
idea.
the, I want to start in the beginning. I want to start in the beginning, like when you first started making this transition into off the porch, jumping off the porch, and then being in the streets. I want to talk about that. Like, how did you go from basketball player, athlete, to coming out here on the streets? I want to know how that transition started.
So about that transition, man, I could say, uh, I had a lot of deaths in my family. You know what I mean? I lost my nephew. I was probably like 11. I lost my nephew, so like my feelings wasn't really there yet, like to really grasp on to what was really going on, to have personal feelings. I know I was crying, I was sad, but when my brother Marshawn died, you know what I'm saying, him and Shakia, that kind of was a different hit for me. You know what I'm saying? So my brother used to take care of my mama. You know what I'm saying? So with him ended up being gone, and my brother Tez was in prison. You know what I'm saying? I had to jump out, you know what I'm saying, jump off the porch early, you know what I'm saying, and get in the streets and do what I had to do, you feel me, to make sure that my mama was straight, you feel me, make sure my sister was straight, make sure my brother had money in the county, you know what I'm saying, I mean in prison, you know what I'm saying. So Like it was just a lot. Good morning, Chris. It was just a lot. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Cakes, you know you my baby. It was a lot on my shoulders, you feel me? And I grew up around uh everything that was street.
Hmm.
You know what
And
I'm saying? So
so I don't mean to cut you off, but I wanna focus in on that trauma at an early age. Those first deaths, when you experience those first losses at such a young age, um, how did you process that? And was there any help, like family wise or outside wise, to help you deal with that trauma from going through
yeah,
those losses?
man, to be honest with you, going through that trauma, that was probably the worst time of my life because I was young and I was just now learning new things. You know what I'm saying? My brother died. I think that was my eighth grade year, almost going into my freshman year. You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of anger built up, but my go-to was my cousin Desiree. You know what I'm saying? Ray Ray. That was my go-to at the time, and she helped me. You know what I'm saying? Like I still go through it when his days come up. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Um, I still go through it. You know what I'm saying? But with that trauma, I want people to understand that you can lash out or you can grieve in different ways. You know what I'm saying? So I was more of angry, lashing out. You know what I'm saying? Getting in the streets, bumping my head, getting money. You know what I'm saying? Running around, getting caught with firearms. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get caught with a firearm until I was probably like in my 20s. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But I started hanging around certain crowds just to, you know what I'm saying, kind of like trauma bonding. You know what I'm saying? Even in certain relationships, trauma bonding was a thing that I didn't know was a thing, if you get what I'm saying. So when my brother passed, like I said, I was like 13, 14. Um, that death was probably one of the biggest deaths that hit me because it wasn't no Facebook, it wasn't no where I had a whole bunch of memories. You know how people got memories of their loved ones now. I didn't have a lot of pictures of my brother because my brother was older than me. You know what I'm saying? So if I was 14, he had to been like 23, 24. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have all that time to take pictures, and that's why I kind of make sure I take pictures with all my people that I love now because you never know when it's gonna be that time for him to call you home. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But uh, that was my first big death. You know what I'm saying? I actually have three siblings that's deceased, and then I got a couple homeboys, and then I got like I said, I got two nephews. You know what I'm saying? Two nephews that died.
I know me personally. I lost an aunt, my dad's sister, in the early '90s due to HIV and AIDS. She was a star athlete who was infected by a boyfriend who was shooting up, and she lost her life, I think, within a year. And I remember it was in the early '90s, so I was very small and I was young.
Yeah,
And as a 41-year-old man now, I struggle, to bring back her face in my memories. Like,
yeah,
I struggle to remember some of the moments that I had with her, and that's kind of hurtful too when you're dealing with that part. So I
yeah,
could
yeah.
kind of imagine that you go through some of the same things.
Yeah, like even I had a cousin, you know what I'm saying? My cousin gone, rest in peace, Delisa, we call her Lily. Um, she passed away, you know what I'm saying, having birth to her child, you know what I'm saying? And that was like a big impact, you know what I'm saying, that hit me. Like it really affected me bad because this is one of my close cousins, you know what I'm saying? Like this is one of my first cousins. And she was having her baby and was crazy because she ended up dying on my grandma's birthday. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bittersweet thing and my grandma passed away. So like I got a lot of deaths, man, and I feel like that trauma I would never wish on nobody just because like I didn't know where to put the anger at. I was taking it out on my wife. I was taking it out on anybody. You know what I'm saying? My mother. I didn't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a lot going on, but like what I tell people, um, in the black community, it was always Don't go talk to a therapist. Don't go talk to nobody and putting them in your business and this and
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? So we all grew up with that same mentality of not being able to express ourselves or um talk to nobody, which that's not how life should be. I teach my son now. My son had got a dog bite in his face. I teach my son right now that, hey, I seen you go through a depression stage. I'm about to get you help. You know what I'm saying? And he looking at me like I'm going to a therapist. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to take you to a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to be able to talk, even if you don't want to just talk to your mom. You have somebody else to talk to and be comfortable to talk to them. So I kind of like um get myself away from the black roots that so rooted into our lives. I try
Hmm.
to I try to teach my son different things than just being um shackled down to what our society is used to.
Yes.
But to the trauma, I can say that everything that I do right now, I always ask God to send me a sign, or I always ask God, you know what I'm saying? Like it'll be crazy. Like I'll be talking to my brother, or I go down to the area where he was killed at Shakia. I love Shakia dearly. Like that was a major loss for me just because I lost two people. You know what I'm saying? And they family lost somebody, we lost somebody, and it had like a big feud to where um we wasn't at a place where we could all deal with each other because of that loss.
Yeah.
But now we didn't got past them, you know what I'm saying, past that stage. We don't really talk about it when we hang out with each other, things like that. You know what I'm saying? My sister best friends is Shakia family, you know?
Hmm.
So that's my sister, and can't nobody tell me nothing different. They can't change how I look at it. Um, losing TJ in the same month, you know what I'm saying? That damaged a lot of things because my wife was going through so much at that time, and I'm trying to be there for her, but I lost my brother too. You know what I'm saying? They 6, 7 days apart. You know what I'm saying? 6 days apart. My bad. 6 days
Hmm.
apart. So like when that happened, that was like a major hit for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I went down a bad path. I was drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even smoke weed, bro. Like I was literally smoking and everything. Like I was in a bad space. And then right after that, my cousin passed away, Delisa. You know what I'm saying? She passed away. So like it was just like trauma after trauma. Like I said, I got three siblings gone. Um, I got my brother Marshawn, my sister Trisha, my
Hmm.
brother Booker, and then T Brown. So I actually got four. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like a heavy hit for me, man. I tell people, get help. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to do it on your own. Always reach out to somebody. Like I said, my go-to was my cousin Desiree. You know what I'm saying? Until Ray Ray, until I got with my wife. You know what I'm saying? And being able to open up and talk to her.
Yeah. Yeah, I want our people to understand um, that when you're dealing with death and trauma, especially with children at a young age, that it's particularly harder for them to deal with because their mindsets are in a transitional development stage from childhood to adolescence, like we call it the tween years. And when you're dealing with a child like at age 11, children have the cognitive ability to understand like the permanence of death, but they often lack the emotional maturity to process those intense feelings that come with trauma. So because of those things, we know that children end up responding to that intense emotional trauma with different ways. They mask emotions, meaning they hide their grief, and it appeared to look like they're normal or they're strong in front of friends and others. They're saving their meltdowns for at home when they're alone by themselves, or when they're in
Yeah,
their quiet place. It
man,
presents
that's it.
themselves like anger and irritability. Sadness for a young child will often represent or present itself for them sounding rude or snappy or
Mm-hmm.
aggressive towards your parents and siblings. And
Yeah.
then sometimes they go through the guilt, as well. Like,
Yeah, like that, and that's something that happened with me. So when my brother Marshawn died or whatever, um, he had called me. You know what I'm saying? He called my phone. He called it like 3 times. I didn't pick up the phone. You know what I'm saying? I was asleep. I didn't answer the phone. Next, when the morning came, my phone blowing up. I'm not answering. I'm like, why everybody keep blowing me up? You know what I'm saying? So now I see my grandma calling. I'm like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like something got to be going on. So I answer the phone. My grandma like, is your mom at home? I'm in my room, so I'm like, no, she ain't here. You know what I'm saying? I'm at home or whatever. She like, you need to you need to holler at your mom and tell her that they just found your brother deceased. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? At the laundromat. So I'm sitting there puzzled, like I just talked to my brother last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way. You know what I mean? It can't be. Um, so when my grandma telling me now, I'm looking at everybody calling, everybody calling. I tell my mom she was in the other room getting ready for work. I tell my mom, man, my mom break down. You know what I'm saying? My mom break down. Uh, Crazy part at the time, my mom car was in the shop, so we had to go to the neighbor. My mom wasn't trying to wait on the neighbor. My mom take off walking. I get the neighbor. I tell her like, hey, we need to drive down to the area. Woo, woo. They said my brother gone. Blase, blase. When we get down there, sure enough, it's true. You know, they out there for like 7, 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? We
Mm-hmm.
like they telling us, he at the hospital already. We go to the hospital, they don't got him. We go around, they had it so taped off to where we couldn't see nothing. We go around the side, we see their bodies have been moved. Now you know on the crime scene, the bodies ain't supposed to be moved.
Mm-hmm.
Their bodies moved behind the building, so can't nobody see them. But they got the sheets over them, everything. Uh, I'm breaking down, like I'm losing my mind. I'm tripping, like I'm talking about. I'm going through it.
Mm-hmm.
So my cousins and everybody start showing up. You know what I mean? Um, but my outlet was kind of like music. Like when I'm having those days, I still have them right now. My brother been gone since 2008. I still have my breakdowns right now.
Mm-hmm.
I cry in the car. I play music. Music is my outlet. I play music. I let it all out. I'm in the car. I'm one of them people that don't really want to show emotion. Where you know what I'm saying nowhere. I just started learning to show emotion to my wife, like far as if I'm going through that at that time, or if I'm, you know what I'm saying, thinking about it, everything like that. I have a son. You know what I'm saying. My son passed away um, in March too. So I got my grandma in March, my son, Muff, and TJ. You know what I'm saying? This all in March. So March has always been a bad month for me. I had a baby. My baby passed at 5 months. You know what I'm saying? He had pneumonia. The hospital didn't tell us he had pneumonia. He was a preemie. He came home on oxygen. Um, the hospital didn't tell us he had pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we go back to the doctors before he passed. We go back to the doctors. They say it's just a part of his breathing. You know what I'm saying? Because he had tubes and everything. It's just a part of his breathing. Whole time my son got pneumonia. So uh, he passed away at my house. Boom. When he passed away, the crazy thing about it is he was in the hospital all the way up until my grandma's funeral. We take him to my grandma's funeral. He died right after that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about died right after that. So boom, he ended up dying or whatever. My wife going through all type of phases, things is going on. Um, and like I told you, like I really can't ever give nobody advice on grief because everybody grieve different. You know what I'm saying? Like I went down the darkest paths. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
People dying like Rick Dempsey. That's my brother, best friend. You know what I'm saying? Rio, that's my best friend. You know what I mean? So I had so many close deaths that I can count at least 15
Yeah.
at only 32. You know what I'm saying? At only 32. But I can't tell nobody how to grieve just because when them processes be happening, it could be different in any type of way because you can, like I said, you can lash out. You can just not break down or break down when you in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in school when my brother Marshawn passed. You know what I'm saying? Like this is this is August, so what we on? I think we was on our little break or something. You know what I'm saying? About to start back school, and I'm telling my mom like I'm not ready to go to school. Like I'm having so many nightmares to where, bro, like I couldn't sleep with the light off. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't sleep with the light off. I had to sleep with the light on. I'm having nightmares. I'm going through it. Then my brother Booker passed. You know what I'm saying? He passed in May. You know what I'm saying? He passed in May, and uh, his murder still unsolved. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like when he passed, it was the same exact way, bro. I'm at home, phone blowing up. I'm asleep. It's about 2, 3 in the morning. Phone blowing up. I'm like, why is everybody calling me? So I got so used to when them late night calls come, it's always something bad.
Yeah.
Heart pounding.
Yeah.
Crazy part is I don't even know my brother in town. My brother is from Lansing. I don't even know he here. This is
Mm.
my daddy's son. I don't even know he here. So phone going off. I'm like, what's going on? So I answer the phone. It's my sister. Get to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? She driving from Lansing. Get to the hospital. They saying our brother just got killed. I'm
Mm.
like, I just talked to him. I'm like, ain't no way. He's supposed to come down in the morning. The whole time he came down the night before. He's supposed to come down in the morning. It's right before my matter of fact, it's a couple of days after my son's birthday. He like, I got nephew gift. I'll be over to the house in the morning. I'm like, cool. When I get to the hospital packed. My brother dead. You know what I'm saying? My brother dead. Same way. T Brown. Phone blown up. I'm calling his phone. He ain't answering. I call OG Grandma. You feel me? I call the OG Grams. What's up? Yeah, he in surgery. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Me and my
Mm.
wife with her sister, we driving down the street. Me and my wife go on night rides. We always ride and just listen to music. We ain't got nothing to do, babe. Let's just chill. Let's go on our ride. We
Yep.
riding. Some tell me go down South Jackson. I don't know why, bro. Go down South Jackson. I'm like, all right, I'm shooting out. So we pull down South Jackson. We see police lights everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. I'm like, dang, that look like a doghouse. She like right past there. Crazy part is, Muff ain't even supposed to be outside. She got to go to work at 6 in the morning. She told us she going to the crib. When I shoot down there, I see everybody. I'm like, what's going on? I walk up. I asked the dude. I made my wife stay in the car. I asked the
Mm-hmm.
officer. I'm like, what's going on? Uh, the girl sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Girl sitting there, she like they killed Muff. I'm like, what? They like Muff got no, they didn't even say they killed her. They said Muff got shot. My wife trying to get out the car though. I'm telling my wife, like, no, 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 get in the car, get in the car. They already told me she gone to the hospital. I tell my wife when I get in the car, now she calling her mom, her sister, I mean her brothers, all that, calling her dad. Bro, I'm blowing every red light from the south side to the hospital. I'm blowing every red light. I'm in a charger blowing. We get up there, they doing surgery, everything. Come outside and say it. Come outside and announce it to us, bro.
Yeah.
Like when I tell you I went through everything that you could think of that would have broke the normal human being, bro. It would have broke the normal human being, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
I do.
it just be like when I get them late night calls, bro, I just be like, God, please. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm so used to it. I'm immune to it.
Can't
I don't
handle
want
it.
nobody to, man. I can't even go to no more funerals, bro. Like that's how bad it is. Like when you go to 5 funerals in a year, come
Mm-hmm.
on, man.
I haven't been
What
able to go
else?
to one lately.
You see what I'm saying? Like what else? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I pour so much love into the community. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to get these kids to understand that My life, I could write a book about it. I could write a book about my life, bro,
And
because
you
I
will.
done been through so much.
Mhm.
I done been through so much, bro. I have four siblings dead, bro. Four.
Mhm.
A
That's a lot.
cousin. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And then my homeboys, my friends, all of that. Like my
Mhm.
son. I have a son that's deceased. His name was Trace Demetrius Brown. My initials, my last name, everything. Like that's them type of pains I would never wish on nobody, bro. I would never wish on nobody. And that's why that when people talk down and tell me I can't do something, it make me go even harder.
Mhm.
It made me go even harder. But one thing I can say, I shout out to my cousin, Ray Ray. I shout her out at 100%. When I tell you between her and my wife, they are my go-tos and they know when I'm going through it. My wife can be going through it about her sister. She will put her feelings to the side. I'd be going through it and put my feelings to the side and carry my wife when she had those days. Looking at
Mhm.
my wife when she's still crying, because it only been a couple years. I
Mhm.
told her, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. My brother been gone since 2008.
Mhm.
It's still pain. It's still real. So you can't never tell nobody how to grieve. Don't ever tell nobody how to grieve. Just give them prayers and tell them you praying for them. Because
Yeah.
you would never ever be able to understand until you go through it.
Yeah. I lost my grandfather 20 years ago, and it's still like yesterday. Every December I think about it. You know, it's just something that never goes away.
That's how it is with my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? My grandma was the sweetest lady on earth, bro. Sweetest lady on earth. And not just saying that because she my grandmother or nothing. Sweetest lady on earth. She would take anybody in. You know her. You know what I'm saying? She'll take
Mhm.
anybody in and make sure that they straight. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? My grandma raised all of us.
I
Every
know.
single last one of us. You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah.
grandma my grandma was amazing, man. Like if anybody on here ever met my grandma, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like the sweetest lady on earth, man. When I lost my grandma, bro, I don't think I got back to being normal for at least about 2 years, bro. At
I
least
know.
2 years.
My
You know what I'm
son.
saying? And you know that for sure because me and you done had real talks
Yeah.
outside of this. This just letting people in because people say I do interviews and I say stuff and I do this, I do that. But people always want to know my story. Now y'all getting it. I'm giving y'all my story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anybody have questions, go ahead and put it in the comments. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Carrie. Uh, if anybody got any questions, ask me. You know what I'm saying? But Jers, you know what I'm saying? I told you I'm an open book. Ask me whatever you want to ask me, bro.
Yeah, I definitely do want to ask you a couple questions. Um, so you mentioned that you started off in the streets because of that necessity to want to provide for family, that misguided anger and resentment that took you out there. Were you feeling like the streets had love for you or something? Was there something out in the streets that you thought that you could find that you weren't finding at home?
So the streets, what I'm gonna say is I don't glorify the streets no more at all, right? But when it came to the streets, it was more like I'm on a fast pace. You know what I'm saying? Feeling that fast life. I gotta take care of my mama. I gotta take care of my grandma. My brother had some big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say that the streets don't love nobody.
Hmm.
The streets don't love nobody. It's just something to keep you busy and not thinking about what you really got going on in your life. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's really your downfall. It might look good, it might glitter, but it ain't gold. Because what if when I was in those streets, I died and my mom lost another kid? What if I was in them streets and I got busted when I was in them streets and been taken away from my mama?
Hmm.
But at that time, I couldn't get a job. I was too young. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I knew. This is what I knew. I knew how to hustle. I knew how to get a bag. I knew how to provide for my family. You know what I'm saying? But nothing can make me ever go back that way again.
How is it that you knew that at a young age, such a young age? How is it that you knew all of those things? Were you
So
not taught anything else? Like, was there not no other options available? Like you said, you couldn't get a job.
so my mom was a single parent.
Hmm.
My mom, you know what I'm saying, went to prison or whatever for being in the streets. You feel me? My
Mine
dad,
too.
you know what I'm saying, my dad was a real hustler. He, you know what I'm saying, everybody in the hood know my dad. You was getting money back in the 90s, early 2000s. Everybody know my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Uh so with me just seeing it,
It was
you know what I'm saying?
generation.
Just seeing it and a generational curse. You feel me? I always tell people I was built a bad hand, but at the end of the day, I gotta be the person to break the chains.
You do, you
You
do.
feel what
But
I'm
what I
saying?
want,
But at
what I
but
want
at that time,
you to
how
understand though,
how I
that
knew at that time how I knew that
hmm
like that part of the information was because that's all I grew up around.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? That's all I grew up around.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Everybody was getting money. So I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do something. I gotta get some money. Like my mama lights about to get cut off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom worked at Bob Evans for 30 something years. She just stopped working there. You know what I'm saying? 30 something years. You feel me? So what's she getting paid? Well, when she first started, you know what I'm saying? She probably getting paid what? $15 to $12. You feel me? And then she gotta take care of me and my siblings and all of that.
yeah.
Like, I'm not about to let my mama struggle. I'm gonna take this on the chin. Whatever happened, happened.
That's you know, I know it, and I only ask that because I want people and I want you to understand that a lot of times when you say like we got dealt a bad hand, that's the truth. But
Yeah.
you have to also understand that a lot of the choices that we made, they only came from a place of knowing like this is all that we had. We didn't have that many
Right.
options to make a better choice, right?
But
And
then back then though, you have to think about it like this too though, Jers. Back then, it ain't like how these kids now can get a job at 14.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? If I could get a job back then, I would have did that. But it wasn't like that back then. Back then, you knew what you had to do. You had to go get it. You had
mm-hmm.
to go get it. If you knew how to hustle, you had to go get it.
You
Right
had to.
now, it's too many opportunities for people to get money. It's
So
too
many.
many ways to go to McDonald's, to go to all that. You had to be 16, 17, 18 to get a job at McDonald's. 18 for real. Back then,
Facts. Facts.
now y'all can get a job at 14 years old. You have no excuse to be broke. You have no excuse. I tell my kids, I don't tolerate it. You old enough to get a job, you're going to get one. That's it.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
ain't learning. You ain't learning the street life. I'm not teaching my kids the street life at all. Even if I was still in them right now, I'm not letting my kids know that.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, you got to think, Jers. Back then, they wasn't thinking about us watching them.
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't thinking about us watching them and us picking up that trait.
Our parents would say things back then like "do as I say and not as I do,"
Facts.
and us as kids, we would hear them say things like that, and then to me, that just meant like, well, I can't do those things now, but when I get grown, I can do those things.
Yeah, Jers. When I was like, I'm quitting the streets, bro, and went and got a job. This is straight facts. I was like, I like this. This is
Mm-hmm.
real facts. I earned this money. It ain't like I'm, you know what I'm saying? The fast money, cool. Yeah, I miss the fast money, cool. But I'm not looking over my shoulders for the police. I'm looking over my shoulders for the supervisor.
Man,
You see what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
looking over my shoulders for the supervisor. That's way better than looking over my shoulders for the police to be hitting the door, coming looking for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing none of that. And one thing I've always stayed away from is that that heroin phase that everybody was going through. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I, I never even played in that lane because why would you want to kill your people?
Yeah, I was
Now
very
when
opposed
the
to
when
that.
the yeah, like when the crack and the cocaine era was going on and all of that, all of this new shit, yeah, you couldn't pay me. You couldn't
Yeah,
pay me. Ain't no blue magic. I ain't playing with them people.
I was born in the '80s, and most of our mamas have fell victim to the crack. And being
I
that
was
I
blessed
grew
my
up with
mama
so
didn't.
close, you know, my best friend mom was that way. All of our moms was that way. So me growing up, I knew I never could sell drugs to my community and do that to other mamas. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I've always been opposed to that, and that's
Yep.
why I had kind of fell into the scamming side,
Yeah.
because I knew I wasn't going to poison my community. You know what I'm saying? And I just wish more people would understand that, and get to know that that's like one of the worst ways to make money, to get rich, because it's totally selfish. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
And you're only thinking about yourself. But like when you said before, when these is only the things that only choices that we have, right? Because ain't nobody giving us no other options. They're not
They
bringing
not.
no
We not getting no
construction trades
silver
down here.
spoon, bro. They not
No,
giving
we're
us
not
no
starting off
cars when
with
we
parents.
graduate.
Yeah, we don't got good credit. A lot of us have credit that's already used before we even
Come on.
18. Like,
Come on,
you
man.
know,
Your mom's was putting your name, the light bill on your name and all of that. You don't even know. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? We wasn't getting taught credit and all of that. Like I'm teaching my kids that now. You know what I'm saying? I'm all the way change. I'm changing the cycle. You know what I'm
man,
saying? I want you to understand. I'm changing the cycle because I don't want my kids to struggle. I don't
me
want
either.
them to come leave my house and be struggling. No.
You know, I show my son bills.
Yeah, me too. Me too. You know what I'm saying? This bill right here, I had to work 2 weeks for this.
Yeah, and I show him. I'm like, this is salaries, man. I show him this is what you make at McDonald's. This is what you make at Walmart. This is what you make if you're a doctor.
Chevy, what's the deal? Uh, Nicole, what's up? Flint, what's the deal?
Tim,
Um, but like that was my thing is how it is now in Jersey. Like kids have way more opportunities than we had when we was growing up
hmm
because like I said, that was our outlet. You know what I'm saying? By the grace of God, I never got in trouble for it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? I'm exiting left. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. This ain't it. You know what I'm saying? When opportunities start opening up for me, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? And uh I didn't get in trouble until I was like 22. You know what I'm saying? I had one juvenile incident when I was probably, matter of fact, when my brother passed away. You know what I'm saying? When Marshawn passed away, I had a juvenile incident. Um, I ended up robbing somebody. You know what I'm saying? For a purse on some BS. You know what I'm saying? And it was just because I was on an angry tip. You know what I'm saying? Not even thinking about the money because I had money. That's the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
like doing anything because I'm just angry that this lady that looked at me wrong in the store. You feel me? And I'm already going through what I'm going through. So yeah, I got something for you. And got in
these
trouble.
these are all classic symptoms of earlyhood trauma and the effects of trauma. And it don't matter what age you go through in trauma. Like I'm a licensed social worker, right? So they teach us these things. Like it's written in books, like risk taking and rebellion. That's one
Yeah.
of the things, one of the symptoms that you're gonna go through when you experience early trauma, early childhood trauma at that age. So you're gonna do
Yeah.
things that you normally wouldn't have done. You're gonna have
Right.
behavior changes that you normally wouldn't have done those things. and
Right.
and and the reason why we need to highlight these things, and the reason why I'm expressing this like this, is because we as parents, right, we as parents are the adults, and we have to be the ones to help guide our children through life, right? So if
Yes.
we are watching our children going through these things, right, if we're not educated enough to understand trauma, to understand the symptoms of trauma, we're just gonna say the same thing our parents used to say is, oh, they acting out and this is just a phase, they're gonna go through it, they're gonna go through it, it's just a phase, it's just a phase. But we can't let our kids go through a phase, because sometimes we see that that phase can end in death. That phase can end in childhood pregnancy. That phase can end in prison. That phase can end in all types of things. So if we
Yes.
take the time to start understanding trauma and start to talk to our children and get them to understand words like masking and understand what masking is and
Yeah.
understanding why they're feeling the way that they're feeling and get them to identify with you vocally what they're feeling and let them know that it's okay to have these feelings and help them process those things. We're going to still see the same results if we continue the same thing without making some
Yeah.
drastic interventions. You know what I'm saying? Kids need
Yeah.
love, man. They need support. They need structure. They need all of these things in place in order for them to be successful. And as you can see from her story, you can see if things were a little different, things might have been different for you, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I had scholarships for basketball and ended up getting pregnant with my son. And when I got pregnant with my son, I didn't want to leave him behind, even though I had a support system and my mom would have held it
Mhm,
down for me. But I didn't want my mom to be working a job and taking care of a baby that I had. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? So I'm pushing my son further so he can understand, hey, don't have no kids right now. You have a whole career ahead of you, you know? But I definitely had opportunities with basketball. You know what I'm saying? I had a way to make it. But,
mhm.
life happens. And like I said, I was still in the streets. I was still trying to get to it. I was still trying to make sure that my mama was straight. I was still trying to make sure my siblings were straight. I was still, you know what I'm saying? You could call me the head of the household for real. You feel
Mhm.
me? And you know what that's like because you took care of your mama before.
Mhm.
I still help my mama to this day. I still help
Mhm.
my siblings to this day. You know what I'm saying? But like I tell them, it ain't no fast money going. So y'all got y'all gotta understand that this is me grinding for it.
Yep. Yep. We're working hard for it.
You know what
How
I
did you make
mean?
that transition, man? You when I first met you, you presented yourself like you were very tomboyish. You always dressed like you was always fly. You know what I'm saying? You always had
Thank
the,
you, thank you,
you
thank
know
you,
what I'm
thank you. Hold on, hold on.
saying?
You
Listen, you
know
make me laugh, man. And when you got pregnant, I remember what I used to call you when you got pregnant.
what?
You don't remember?
No, cause you and Kales used to call me Gucci Man.
I used
Gucci Man with the belly.
I called you Pregnant Wayne because
Oh
you had.
yeah, okay, 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 yeah, yeah. Still fly. Tell him still fly.
First to say all
Yeah,
I used to be like,
you see, Sarah still fly.
I used to be like, her
Yeah,
boots cost more than my whole outfit on.
you know what I'm saying? Duh. I be putting it
Yeah.
on when I put it on, man.
How did you make that transition into knowing like that you wanted to be with women after having a son? Like, how did you make that transition?
Okay, so I was already with women before then.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to be honest, I had a little hiccup. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got
Yeah.
drunk. I got drunk and it was just a bad, bad night. Bad, bad night. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? A bad, bad night. But it came to end up being an amazing gift that God gave me. But,
That's a fact.
to be honest, I was beefing with my chick or whatever. And this was when I was going through the phase of my dad not accepting me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? When I was dressing like a tomboy or whatever, my dad wasn't accepting me being gay or whatever. So me trying to please my dad, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me see if this will please him, and then ended up getting pregnant. My dad was still mad because I ended
Yeah.
up getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So he was still mad because I ended up getting pregnant, but I got pregnant at 19. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I didn't lose my virginity until I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
So he still was mad. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going back where I know.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm going back to what I know now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Now he cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't really deal with him now, but he was back cool with it. Like, Well, I guess this just you. Hey, funny story is, I go see him last year, right?
Uh,
We go to MGM. I go see him. I'm like, dang, Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom. Walk to the bathroom with me. He like, all right. We go to the bathroom, bro. I'm about to go in the girls' bathroom. He like, hey, where you going? I'm like, I'm like, what you talking about? My mom thinking it's so funny. He like, oh man, Nene, I'm tripping. I wasn't even thinking, man. He like, I'm tripping. But
yeah,
that's how funny me and him is. Like, we joke about so much. But he was like, where you going? I'm like, to the bathroom. He
yeah.
like, not in there. You about to get kicked out of here. I'm like, Dad, are you serious? Like, no BS. This was last year, bro. Like,
Yeah. That's
it'd
good
be
that
so
y'all at
funny,
that
Woody,
space, though.
bro.
That's good that y'all at that space because I remember growing up when we were younger that it wasn't acceptable, and you had to mask. You had to do a lot of masking.
Yeah.
I imagine, that's where
See,
you learned it.
I tell a lot of people, a lot of people may not know this, but I tell a lot of people, like, people call me James and all of that. Like, that's just me playing on Facebook because my last name is Brown and James Brown, the dancer. Everybody know I love to dance. So it was just a little joke. But people would call me James. Like, listen, I am Tanisha. You know what I'm saying? Like, Big T, put it on the floor. Y'all know what's going on. But
Yeah.
I I tell people and I make them understand that I don't force my my decision on nobody else. Like, I don't push the gay agenda. I don't um I don't think I'm a man at all. I mean, you hear how I talk. This is how I talk all the time. Jurors know me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't try to have no bass in my voice. I don't try to act like I'm just this man when I know a man can potentially hurt me if it get that serious. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't I don't think I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I would never change my body parts. God gave me what he gave me and I'm gonna continue being a woman and I'm always a woman first. So
Mhm.
people don't understand that sometimes with me. They be like, oh, what do you want me to call you? Um or saying he and she, I am a she. I will forever be a she. I
Yeah.
don't try to be too masculine. Like, yes, I love to be I'm a tomboy. You know,
Yeah.
yes, I date women, but I don't agree with pushing a gay agenda on nobody kids, nobody life, nobody none of that. I don't agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's respectful to ask nowadays because some
You
some
you will
some
get black,
people,
you'll get banned, you'll get
yeah,
canceled.
yeah, and some people and some females that present themselves like you, they walk around with the strap.
Yeah. You feel me? I ain't doing none of that.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, to
I ain't
each his
doing none of
own.
that.
You know what I'm saying? To each his own. But we respect everybody's choices, and I think once we get to a society where we can start respecting people for people
Yeah.
and like dropping like some of our older traditions, our older values, and things like that, and trying to force them on our children,
Yeah.
because it pushes the people away. Like, you know what I mean? You got a beautiful relationship with your dad now?
No, me and him don't talk. He mad because I didn't pay
No?
his rent.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? You was absent most of my life. You think I'm about to go pay your rent? Probably not.
Hell
You know
no.
what I'm saying?
Hell
But
no.
like I tell people, man,
Hee
I'm
haw,
cool with
hee haw.
anybody.
You
Yes,
stupid.
I'm cool with anybody being whatever they want to be. You know what I
Mm,
mean? But like me and my son have conversations. You know what I'm saying? My daughters, I have conversations with them.
yeah,
But like I said, I don't push it on nobody. Like, if your kid is going through something and they're going through that phase, I will be open to help you out, to talk to them about it or whatever, and see if I can help you. Because I went through a phase. When I went through that phase, my mom didn't accept it. My
yeah.
mom kicked me out the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was not going for it. And when
Well,
my
that's
mom kicked me
church,
out,
you know what I mean?
yep. When my mom kicked me out, I went to my grandmother's. My grandma is a Christian. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about wholeheartedly. You already know, Jared. So
Mm-hmm.
when my grandma accepted me, I would have thought my grandma would have been the one mad and my mom would have been more lenient, but it was opposite. My grandma accepted me. My grandma walked the whole faith with me. And then when I ended up getting pregnant with my son, um, and I'm glad that I made the decision that I made. My brothers didn't want me to have an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
When I ended up getting pregnant with my son, my grandma told me that's a miracle, baby, having. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My grandma is the reason that I have my son today,
Yeah.
because with all my other cousins, they got so many. She got so many great grandkids. She like, hey, listen, I don't want no more grand. I don't want no more great grandkids. It's too many of y'all. So when she
A
told me that
lot
she
of
wanted me to
y'all.
have my son, I didn't go against her word. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I didn't go against that.
Because clearly he was here for a real reason. You know what I'm
He was
saying?
here for a real reason, and like I always tell people, you would never understand real love until you have unconditional love with a kid that you bring into this world.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? That love hit different. My son loved me. My daughters love me. They love me to the moon and
Damn.
back.
That's what
You
Kevin
know what I'm
Samuels
saying?
was saying, and a lot of women was getting mad at him for saying that.
Yeah, like you never experience it until you have a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's real unconditional love because they can't stop loving you.
Yes. And
You know what
you
I'm
will.
saying? Now you can do stuff that they might dislike and they might disagree with you or might can't stand you, but they're gonna always love you.
Yeah. And when you say, you hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, I die for you," but when it come down to it, like
They ain't dying for you.
they not dying for you. But when it come to your seed, your child, a mother will step in front of a train for her child. Man, I've
I
seen it
will.
hundreds of thousands of times. Like, no matter what, like women, they love their children, and that love is like a strong bond, and it's the Bible says through God we learn love, and I think He put women next to men so that we can understand love in the reality. Because, like for me, growing up without a mother, I grew up with just a father, and I wasn't allowed to cry. Wasn't allowed to be
Yeah.
soft back then. So you didn't get hugs and kisses. You know what I'm saying? Growing up from your father.
Yeah.
So growing up that way, I didn't understand like physical, emotional love, like stuff like that. I didn't understand those type of emotions
Oh, my
until
mom
I,
was like that.
I got with women. You know what I mean?
Oh no, my mom was like that. My mom, I had to tell my mom like, you don't say love you before we leave. Like, you have to start saying that. Like, you don't say it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people say that their parents was like that back in the day too, though.
Yeah,
Um, but I make sure I tell my son I love you every time he walk out the door, every time he out of my sight. I even tell him 5 or 10 times in the house, and he be like, "Mom, all right, I love you too." You know, but um, I just try to make sure that my son and my daughters feel the love that I put out and that I give them, you
hmm,
know. And I try to do that with the kids that me and you deal with on the, you know what I'm saying, on a regular. Um, we make sure that we building that village back. Um, and I'm always in forever good grace and good love with you because you always been right there and never gave up on me. You know,
man,
and you know I'm always a phone call away if you ever needed anything. Me and you share a different bond than I have with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a brother to me. And I'm
you
talking about
already
like a
know.
real brother. You know what I'm saying? So like
It's
our
likewise.
relationship is totally, yeah, it's totally different because you will check on me at any given time and you will see that I'm going through something and you will talk me off that ledge. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not too many people can do that.
Yeah, likewise. Sure, you caught me. People don't know. Like you caught me at one of my worst moments. Nobody in the community knew. Nobody checks on me. You know what I'm saying? But you were the only one that did. Like not even
Yeah.
people that have been around me for a long time. Like do things like that or have done things like you have done. You know. So
Yeah.
this is a mutual thing for me. But like I'm
Yeah,
just
because
like
we ain't gonna
you.
tell everybody that we ain't gonna tell everybody that you cried, but it's okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I do cry. You know what I'm saying? I just
You
been
know
in.
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell y'all. I just got into this space where I can even feel comfortable crying in front of anybody. Um, and I learned that through my wife because she gave me a safe space to be able to cry, and then I don't feel like a punk or a chump, or she don't
Yeah.
bring it up later, call me no B word or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she made that okay for me. You know what I'm saying? And then my mentors,
Yeah.
older men that I've been around, they started to tell me that they cry, and
Yeah.
that made it okay for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah.
grew up in a household where a man wasn't allowed to cry. So I went to
See,
my
and I grew
grandfather's
up vice
funeral, my
versa.
mom's
Like,
funeral, no
yeah,
tears.
I grew up kind of like that. Like, you couldn't cry. You know what I'm saying? And I give like all my flowers to my wife. Like, my wife opened up so much for, like, she let me just vent when I need to vent. And like I tell her, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't sat down with me for a whole bid that I had to do. You know what I'm saying? Even though I only had to do 6, 7 months, she set that whole thing out with me and made sure I was straight the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So like my
Right.
marriage is so amazing, man. Like my wife go through it about, you know what I'm saying, about the death of her sister, but um my wife is very strong, very smart, very intelligent, black, beautiful queen. um and I give her flowers all the time, and I tell her, you know what I'm saying, like, you taught me a lot. Like my wife breaks down the Bible to me, you know what I'm saying, even when I if I don't understand something, she will break the Bible down to me and make me
Yeah.
understand. My wife is heavily into uh being in that Bible, doing things by what God say. She believe in, you know what I'm saying, bad spirits coming around, whether it's on the phone or if they in person. Like she'll call out something, and I'm trying to tell you, bro, she'll be so right every time,
Hmm.
every time. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, how did you know that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I'm telling you, she highly favored, man. You know what I'm
That's
saying? And
because the Bible tells us that it says, "He who finds a wife finds a blessing from God." Like that's
yeah,
how important our wives are in our lives because they are in tune with everything that we are not. They have everything that we
yeah,
don't have, and they see things in a way that we don't see them. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And with you, like me knowing you, I understand the role that you play in the household is
Facts,
very similar to a man's role. You know,
facts.
how is dealing with that, understanding like that you are still a woman, because you've mentioned some situations to me where sometimes you have to go outside of the home to accomplish certain things. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, like which parts? What you meaning? Which parts?
I mean, like, like you play a man role, but sometimes, there's a man, you need a man sometimes. Like,
Oh,
how,
okay, I get what you're saying. So, um, yeah, like I do play the man role. Uh, I pay majority of our bills and let her stack up her
Mhm,
checks. You know what I'm saying? She pay. I give her the smaller bills. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? I give her the smaller bills to do what she need to do. Um, but uh like if my son needs some men invite advice, I will call you, I will call Raynard, I will call my wife brothers like Raynell, um and I will call Deontay. If he
mhm,
have any man questions that he don't want to talk to with his mom, or if I feel like um I need a little bit more insight, I will reach out to the fellas, you know what I'm saying, the ones that I feel comfortable with to call, as
mhm,
far as you and the other ones I named. I will reach out to you guys just because he's comfortable with y'all. He's familiar with y'all. He know y'all. So
mhm.
when you want to talk about puberty and everything going on in life, hey, 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 my
Yeah,
boy, you gotta
yeah,
understand I'm still your mama, my boy. I can help you a
mhm,
little bit, but we're gonna make this phone call and
yeah,
we're gonna get you the right advice because I don't want to give you the wrong advice.
yeah. Talk about the pressures like that, the financial pressures that it is to be in that position. The everything falls on you, like their safety,
Yeah, so
all of that,
yeah,
right?
so I'm a main protector of my, like, I protect my house, I protect everything around me, my siblings, all of that. Um Sometimes it get overwhelming, sometimes I be all right. Um I actually purchased, you remember me purchasing the building that I purchased for our salon to open back up because I cut so much hair and I do so much at my home I don't like everybody being in my home, and my wife don't either because she, like I said, she believe in the spiritual, you know what I'm saying, bringing bad spirits in, things
Mm.
like that. So with that being said, I'm getting the shop renovated right now. I should be done within probably 2 months, and I will have that business all the way open. And then I'm gonna have a setup area where me and you gonna have a spot for our podcast to put things over there, where we can have people really come and sit next to us, and we not virtual. We're gonna have a sit down lounge. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be all put together. So I don't really I don't really go through too much with with my head of household. I don't go through too much because my wife helps out a lot. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like if I'm short on something, she's coming through. But I always try to get her to stack her checks so we have something for a rainy day.
Hmm. Yeah, but it's just that pressure, like regardless of just financials, though, like you have that pressure all the time to make sure that everybody's well-being is good. Like, you know, being being in that role, you have to take on everybody's thoughts, feelings, cares, they wants, what they need, their schedules, all of those things. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. I know for us guys, it's really overwhelming and challenging sometimes. And when we grow up in that era of we don't share our feelings and we don't talk to nobody, we end up holding a
So
lot of that stuff inside.
so I do face that part that you just said, like holding things in. So that's why, I mean, for the people that don't know, I do call you. Um, but when that part happens, far as being able to not want to express yourself, I kind of hold a lot of things in just because of how I grew up, my lifestyle, things like that. My wife is the same way, and it's crazy because we are so much the same. Like she hold a lot of her feelings in, and then when something really, really, really pisses her off, she's like she explode, you know. And I'm the same way, but we have learned now, which it took me and my wife been together for 7 years.
Hmm.
Um, with us being together for 7 years and been married for three, I tell her like, hey, listen, we got to figure out some more things about each other. It's things that we're gonna keep learning about each other that's gonna be new. Everything ain't gonna just be glitter and glam. You know what I'm saying? Like we still learning each other with us being together for 7 years. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah, definitely.
and
Every relationship is just a learning
also
process.
being in we doing our big wedding at our 5 year anniversary. We're gonna do our big wedding,
Nice.
and it's gonna be 2027. And you definitely is in the you in the lineup. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
make sure that you got your suit and everything because you're definitely standing next to me beside Tez. You
you
standing
already
next to
know.
me. You gonna be ready, and we gonna have it together. But I'm definitely opening my books back up. Far as cutting hair, I'm opening my books back up and bringing in more people, and then I'm gonna have a couple people work at the shop also.
Nice, nice. So what's your plans for the next I know you mentioned marriage and the shop, but what other plans do you have for the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I I plan, and I haven't really said this too much, but I plan on ripping all of the red tape off in Jackson, the red tape that stopped felons from being able to do things, the red tape that stops us from being able to coach basketball at the schools, be in certain rooms, talking to certain people. I'm ripping all of that red tape down. I'm gonna be the example, and I hope that other people follow suit and do the same thing because we have a president that's running that's a president that's a felon. So if a president can be a felon, I'm not understanding why this red tape is still out.
Man,
So I'm in getting in these rooms and getting these people to understand that stop looking at these backgrounds. Look at the people. Look at the people and stop judging them off of their background and their history.
man,
So
that's
I'm working on that. I'm working on building a podcast and getting it a little bigger. I'm working on opening up two more programs for the C1 Teach One Big Brother Big Sister program.
Mhm.
I'm also doing uh I'm doing before your kids have to go through a jail or a juvenile pipeline. We
Mhm.
open me and Jers opening up that gateway where we can have the kids come see us first before they have to go and sit down at a juvenile or go to a jail and they only 16, 17 years old.
Mhm.
So them are my plans for my next 5 years.
What do you say to the people that because we've had several comments like why are we trying to create something new instead of jumping on board with the programs that already exist? Um,
So with
why,
that being with
yeah,
that
why are you going this route?
so with that Jers, I'm gonna say those programs that's been around for all of those years, they not doing at risk youth. They doing church kids and kids that ain't really in trouble.
Okay, so
Also,
you got a target audience.
yes, and also, I want to say that these kids need somebody that's like them, that's been in their shoes.
Mhm.
Two, here I come. Two, two, I want to say, um, these programs been around so long. A lot of kids don't know these programs.
Mhm.
A lot of these kids get kicked out of these programs because they may come in smelling like weed or whatever the case is. They get kicked out of the programs. But these programs that's been around for so long, honestly, what has they helped?
I mean,
And
I can't say
that's
that.
that's not me. Let me rephrase that because that's not me
that-
knocking anything
mhm.
nobody have going on. So don't
Mhm.
take that the wrong way. I'm saying, far as we haven't seen a change in our community, so I'm going at it in a different way. I'm not
Yes.
saying they not doing anything. I'm going
Mhm.
at it in a different light. You see what I'm saying?
I understand, and I want to clarify that because
Give me
people have
two
asked me
seconds.
the
Go
same
ahead.
thing.
Go ahead. Give
Um,
me 2 seconds. I got
we
somebody at
need
my
a
door.
drastic intervention, right, in order for us to see some change, right? And we need people that have the understanding, the knowledge, and the awareness of trauma, right? This is why I spend so much time trying to explain some of the things, some of the decision making, some of the choices that people make behind trauma because I experienced it, I lived it, I grew it. I understand why we make those decisions that we make when we're under trauma, right? So when you have that understanding, then it takes away that judgment. See, a lot of Christians, right, that are in church, we forget one of the things that Jesus taught. Jesus lived in a judge-free zone. One of the things that Jesus preached that only God is the judge. Only God can judge. He said that it's not our job to judge others, right? And to make judgment upon somebody else's life, right? It's hard for people that are in the church to accept someone who lives their life in what they call sin, right? When they fail to realize that God says, if you're guilty of one sin, you're guilty of them all. So if you lie, you're just like a murderer in his book. If you steal, you're just like someone who's a homosexual in his book. So all sin is the same. No sin is greater than the others. So for us to have judgment on someone else because of their sin, that's hypocritical. And it doesn't leave us room to help people. And until we can get to that place where we can let people come to us as they are, then they're not going to feel comfortable coming to us. So one thing that we do that is unique and different is we allow people to come as they are, as the way that you're supposed to. You know, Jesus
Like
ate with the
churches.
sinners, the prostitutes, the gamblers. You know, he broke bread with the people that needed him the most. And that's because you have to come to the streets, to the place where they are, in order to save the lost. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I could say is different about what we do, and how our approach is. Everything is trauma based. Me being a case manager, I studied ACEs, Adverse Childhood Experiences, um, and I become trauma certified in understanding trauma and understanding the effects of trauma, understanding how it presents itself in our children. And when you have people that have gone through generational trauma is your mama went through trauma, your grandmama went through trauma, your great grandfather went through trauma. And when you understand us as black people, we only like 400 years removed from being slaves. So some of our ancestors have been through trauma, and that stuff is still in our DNA. It's still
Yes, it
encoded in
is.
our DNA, this trauma. So that now in 2026, where we are now, you see our children have trauma responses built up into them. Like most children are scared
Yes.
of police officers that grow up in our neighborhoods. You
Oh,
know,
and that's what we do. That's what we doing too, Jers. We got the sheriff department coming down to the Big Brother Big Sister program and getting
nice.
involved with us and these kids, so they get. You know what I'm saying? I want to
Yeah,
break that where these kids is scared of them. I want to break that.
yeah.
So I'm bringing Shooty. Shooty is
Hmm.
coming down. I don't know who he bringing with him, but they coming down. He asked me, "Do I want him to dress in regular clothes?" I said, "No, come in uniform." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So they can
we
understand
want
who
them in
you are.
uniform.
Yeah, so they can understand who you are and understand that they have a safety net, that y'all care
Yes,
about not just a certain color of kids, but y'all care about all kids. You
yes.
know what I'm
Because
saying? So they coming down not this Friday, next Friday they'll be there.
bet. That's one of the things that I've been proposing to the city. That one of the changes that I wish to see is that we start hiring police that grow up here, that are from here.
Yes.
It's okay. We understand that the police force is not matching the community that it serves. It doesn't look like the community that it serves, right? And we
Yes.
know this because if you look at the number of African Americans on the police force, I think it's like 4%, not even 6%. Um, so there's an underrepresentation in black people in the police force, but
Yeah.
overall, there's an underrepresentation of Jackson natives from the police force. I mean, there are
Yeah.
white boys that grow up on First Street. Hire them.
Yeah.
There are white boys that grew up on Lansing Avenue that know us. That they know about Muhammad's. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
know Mama Tutu. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hire them. You know what I'm saying? Hire the brother that's formerly incarcerated that changed his life. Hire him.
Also also keep Mama Tutu in y'all prayers, man, and Felicia. And
Yeah, for sure.
Gracia and them, keep them in your prayers, please, at this
Yes.
time.
Yes, we got to come together, man, as a community, man. These are things that
What
we need to be active about, and that's what we're trying to do, right? We need these
what if you
disruptors. We need people that are willing to stand up and willing to say, like, look, enough is enough. You know, one of the gifts that God gave me while I was in prison, like, I went from not having no emotions at all, not
yeah,
understanding love and none of that, never crying, to now becoming an empath. Um,
yes,
when Muff was killed, it hurt me so
yes,
bad, and I didn't even know her. I
yeah,
didn't even know her. I never talked to her, never spoke to her before. But I even wrote it. It's in a song. I got it on YouTube. I
rest in
said in the
peace.
line, I said, "Rest in peace, Muff. The city done took a bad loss. Treading real light in the jungle to get my bag off." I wrote that line because when she was taken away from us, there was so much sadness over the whole city, and I could
Yeah,
feel it. Like I could feel
it
it,
was
man. Like I
empty.
woke up, it was hurting.
It was
Like I was
empty.
emotional that day. I'm crying that day, and
Yeah,
nothing happened to me because I didn't know her. So
it just
it
your
wasn't the
soul.
same loss for me, right? But I'm feeling everybody else. I'm feeling everybody else hurt. I'm feeling everybody else pain. That happened again to me just recently when To was taken away from me. I'm
Yes,
feeling
and
everybody
please,
else hurt.
please,
I'm
one
feeling
thing that I gotta
everybody
say
else
is
pain.
please, for the people that is not connected to her family. and I'm talking about Krishana Walker, Mud. Stop giving all this sympathy to people that's just using her name.
Mm,
If
man.
y'all gonna give any sympathy, give it to her family. Because I don't go around here using the sympathy card, and that's my wife's sister. That's baby sis. I don't use the sympathy card. Stop letting people use that sympathy card on y'all.
And support her mom, man. Her mom is out here doing some real work in the community.
Yes,
She's trying to make some
25
real
vibe.
she's trying to make some
Soul.
real change. I like the
Soul
work that she's
protect.
doing, and it birthed from her pain, and I
Yeah, you
connected
got
with that,
Shamika
even though,
Oliver,
yep,
uh,
you know,
Mia Sims, and Krishana Walker.
yes, and these are women that they could have been selfish, and they could have took their grieving process and went in their own closet, but instead
Mm-hmm.
they took that and they said, you know what, I want to make our city better. I want to make a change for our city. I want to do something
Yes.
so that people know that this is not okay and that I'm not okay
Yes.
with this, and that I want to be active in making the city
Yes.
something different. Those are
Yes.
the people that I want to support. Those are the people that we should be supporting. So that's why when
Yes.
I asked y'all in the beginning, to help with these sponsorships. It's we're not doing this for us. We're not doing this
No.
for us. You
We're doing
know,
it for the community.
I'm tired of crying when I have to talk to these mothers that lose children out here in these streets. I'm tired of, you know, just listening to your story. When you talk about the child you lost, me being a community advocate, I understand the man, the numbers on the
Losing my son
disparities
was
in our
nuts.
healthcare system, the lack of attention that Black women get in the hospital systems, the lack of care that they get in the hospital systems. I understand the mortality rate in Black children in our town right now. Look at the
Yes.
mortality rate in Black and brown children in Jackson, Michigan versus white. And then ask yourself, why are more Black babies dying in this hospital? Why? Ask yourself why. Why do more Black children die in
We
this
know
hospital? Don't
why.
even get a chance at life. Don't even get a chance at life.
We
Ask
know why.
yourself why more of our children get sent on this prisoner pipeline. Why? Why do our children get forced out of the school system? Why?
Wait.
Why?
No, no,
Why?
we gotta save this one for tonight, Jers. Let's break this one tonight.
Man, man,
Is we
listen.
gonna get on tonight?
Man, I don't know, man. I'm busy. I moved all of the podcast stuff to the store. So I'm down here.
Oh, I'm coming down. I'm coming down.
Yeah, I'm at the shop now. You know what I'm saying? And we just got a new shipment in. So I got, man, I got some stuff, man. I got some stuff on deck, man. I don't
I'm
know if I
coming
can
down
show
there to
y'all.
get it. I'm coming down there to get a glimpse.
Yeah, I got some new stuff, man. We got a new connect, man. I'm hoping that the city really comes show some love and show some support, man. Cause we got a fire connect now where I could get pretty much like any item, like pretty much anything, you know, anything that they sell at Amazon, uh, Walmart, Target. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of things that we got in the store just recently. Man, I got
Oh yeah.
five burner black gas griddles. You know what I'm saying, and everything half off retail.
I need one of them.
So I got stuff for the families. I got stuff, what I'm saying, for the backyard. Tons of
I need
stuff,
one
and
of them
everything is
tents.
half off. Yeah, I got about 14 tents right now. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I'm
need.
saying?
I need three of them.
I got treadmills. You
I need.
know,
I need
yeah, I
more
got different kind of stuff on deck right now, and we can get more. You know what I'm saying? This
Is you
this
gonna come
new,
put my treadmill together when I come get it?
yeah, we can put it together.
My brother.
Yes, we put things together. For
I love
anybody
my
that
brother.
don't
My
know,
brother come.
we are
My brother come
located
do
at,
everything for me.
yes, we at 224 South Martin Luther King Drive, right next to the Foundry and the barbershop Sheer Elegance Beauty Salon. So come holla at us. We open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday. You get the deals on top of deals, and I started this store for the community too. Like this is how unselfish I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't do things just for me. Like I envision this to be like a department store like Walmart. I think we can get as big as Walmart, which will create jobs in our community. It'll create, you know what I'm saying, another economy in our community. Plus, it'll give us a resource, right? See, I grew up in the dope era, and we used to the guys that was out there in the streets, the users. They would sell us products for half off, right? On
Yeah.
the streets, and we wouldn't ask no questions where they would come from. We would just buy them because we need those products, right? So when I started this business, I said, man, what if I could get those products to people legally and give them that same deal, a half off, right? So I started
Mm-hmm.
searching for suppliers and ways to make it happen, and we finally make it happen. We finally made it happen, man. I got a huge supplier that can get us almost anything that we want. So we testing out the market, man. We got our first truck, and we're gonna let everything fly. Like I said, half off. That's our motto. Let it out the door. So come on and check us out, man. We're gonna be here for the community, man. Monday through Saturday,
Let's do
10 to 7. Let's get it.
All right, bro. Let's go ahead and get it together. I'm about to get dressed and I'm coming out your way.
All right, I'm gonna holler at you in a minute. Everybody,
Give it up
thanks
for
for
Flow
watching.
Big T.
We
And y'all know
salute
my
y'all.
brother,
Appreciate y'all always.
Jers and Big T.
Damn!